Hey everyone, it's me Ryan here, and today we are building a new media PC. If you haven't known already, about a year ago I built a media PC for my parents, and it's been serving them quite well until just recently where there's been a few issues where there was Windows issue or some hardware issue. I'm too late to figure that out, so I'm gonna build something that's quite modern, which is this. So let's jump right in with the specifications first before we get to the build log. So let's go.
So for parts, we used an Asus Strix B360i and i3-9100F motherboard and CPU combo bought off Carousel for $290 after some negotiation. For RAM wise, we got a kit of 8 data 16GB XPG Spectic 3200 RGB RAM for $120, brand new. The casing is an NZXT HQ10i for $90, which is actually an extremely good deal considering that's almost brand new and it's never been used before. Now for graphics card. We have a GTX 1060 6GB for $120, this is actually quite a good steal. A 256GB NVMe drive, a 650W power supply, 80 plus white, and a 1TB hard drive that was from the original media PC. And now all this cost me about around $780. Yes, it's a bit expensive, however the specifications here are quite good for its price.
Alright, now about the build. Yes, I know this is a small form factor build. For those builders out there who want to try small form factor, I will say that NZXT H210i is a really good chassis. Let's say you don't have to spend too much, you can get a H11i. If I remember, I'll put the right name over here because I can't really remember off the back of my head. But all I know is that you don't want to go for the I variant if you want to save costs. Generally in the mini ITX case, it isn't that hard to build. Other difficult cases could be like the StreamCon DA2 that I can link the chassis in the description down below. It looks really nice, very simplistic, but there'll be no lights. Those style chassis will be quite good for a media PC or so. Has more of the Apple-ish vibe to it. Another chassis could be the Fractal Design Note 202 or the Silverstone media chassis thing. It's also a similar thing as a Note 202, but both of them are roughly the same form factor, but both also don't give out RGB lights. So if you want a bit of RGB, I suggest NZXT H210i or the non-I variant. So those two are quite good choices. NZXT's cable management is actually really nice. There's cable channels everywhere and it's really simple just to do cable management. Now to answer some of the questions you may be wondering with the parts I used in this build. So you may have realized that I've used a GTX 1060. Yes, they will be a bit overkill. However, I'll be using the 1060 to play games such as Jackbox TV, a bit of BeamNG drive, though CPU, yes, will be a bit bottlenecked here. Definitely not CSGO, but on this television, the display really responds really slowly, so you can get a lot of input lag, and also I'm using a wireless keyboard, so probably not CSGO, but Forza could be used over here too. So that's why I'll be getting a 1060. Then also in the future, my parents do intend to upgrade to an 8K TV. The 1060 will be good enough to handle 8K, unlike something like integrated graphics where it has some limitations. If you also do realize that actually, if you play back 8K video on YouTube, there is videos out there. It's just a lot of system resources. That's why having a good GPU, which like a 1060, though a bit overkill, will ensure proper playback when the time comes where everybody is moving up to 8K. Well, actually, the RGB was asked for my dad as he wanted a bit of lights on the system just to ensure whether is it on or off, because the previous media PC we had, I'll link it in the description down below, had no lights at all, and all you could hear is the fans at a weird frequency. So though their ears aren't that good, so they can't really hear whether the fans are on at a certain time, so they kind of leave it on unknowingly. So with this system here with a tempered glass side panel and RGB lights, they can tell whether the system's off or on, so that can save electricity too. So yeah, it may also be a bit for looks and a bit for, that's my taste of RGB, as you know, my main system is filled with RGB. Yes, RGB RAM is probably not necessary, but whatever. Generally, there's not really like a need to really spend this much on a media PC. You can go for lower options without the fancy RGB and all these other additional add-ons that I wanted to put into the system. Maybe you can follow a color theme. That's one way you can make it look nice in your living room. Maybe a small form factor chassis or so, because you don't really want a really big system to be in your living room. Other than that, you can keep the price relatively low, maybe a very low-end CPU. Go for the second-hand route, so there's a brief summary of what I covered in the video. Go second-hand route, get some used parts, make sure it's working, maybe like 4th, 5th gen Intel processors, or there's like really cheap Pentium Gold processors, those will be good also. Used graphics cards like 1050s, 1060s, those are really low prices right now. And generally, if you say you can look out for like deals online for very cheap motherboard and CPU combos, you can go for that. So that will make a majority of your budget to be quite low compared to buying an individual CPU and motherboard new. So in conclusion, the Media PC actually turned out quite well. Yes, this is the second version of the Media PC. And now, yes, it does feature tempered glass. You can see over here. It's quite a nice chassis. I do really like the NZXT H210i. It's a really wonderful chassis and it's small enough to fit below this glass area here. And yeah, if you're questioning if my parents do like the RGB, they say they don't really mind it. It's quite okay in the living room. I can always change the lights to either a white or warm color. So if you guys intend to do this next time for yourself, feel free to ask me in the comment section down below if the parts you choose is appropriate. If you want to contact me, you can use Instagram also. I'm available through there. It's at NWH Productions on Instagram. And with that, we have come to the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a like, subscribe, share, comment down below, and I guess I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.